Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tyler from Ty's Take today, and joining me is a very special guest and friend of the community here, Regina Weiss. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. It's great to see you as always. So let's just dive right in. So you're running for state rep for the 27th district. So go ahead and tell us and tell everybody what cities are included in that district and a little background information about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So the 27th district encompasses the communities of Berkley, Huntington Woods, Oak Park, Royal Oak Township, Ferndale, Pleasant Ridge, and Hazel Park. And it's a very diverse district. I decided to run for this seat because I have a lot of involvement in this entire district. I'm a resident of Oak Park. I'm an Oak Park City Council member. I'm also a teacher in the Detroit Public Schools. And teaching and small government work has been my passion for a long time. And I've also been involved in various different community aspects. I currently serve on the board of the Tri-Community Coalition, which services the communities of Berkley, Huntington Woods, and Oak Park, specifically helping with substance abuse prevention and mental health and wellness. And so I've also worked for the Tri-Community Coalition for a number of years as program director working in the Berkley and Oak Park school districts. And so I'm pretty familiar with the community and where the needs are at. And when this opportunity arose, I was excited to run for it.
That's awesome, incredible. So you're involved in so many different things within the districts and the individual cities in your district. What was the deciding factor? What made you say, hey, it's time, I'm ready, let's do this?
Yeah, it's funny. I think a lot of people who know me weren't surprised when I decided to run. I would think I was more surprised than they were because I really wasn't planning on doing it. I love being on Oak Park City Council. Working in small government, as I said, is a passion of mine, and we have such a strong mayor and a strong council in Oak Park. Amazing staff, amazing residents, and it's been such a positive experience. I also love teaching. And so obviously being state rep, I'd have to give both of those things up. What ultimately pushed me to make that choice, though, was that as a council member and as a teacher, I'm sort of on the front lines of seeing where a lot of mismanagement in Lansing hits the road. I sort of just decided that I could potentially have a much greater impact in Lansing than I even can on council or as a teacher in a classroom. And so that's sort of what pushed me to run. And we've been really fortunate in our district to have amazing representation. Our current rep, Robert Wittenberg, reps before Robert have been phenomenal. And so I really want to, that's really important to me. And I want to continue that legacy for our district.
Awesome. So, speaking of, like you said, you have that education, being on the front lines of that, seeing where funding is going in our public schools, and, just getting a full on, like, being there, has definitely impacted your decision. So, speaking of being on the city council in Oak Park, what are some of the proudest moments and memories that you have with that pertains to the city of Oak Park?
There are many. I mean, obvious one is one that you're familiar with because you were part of it last year when we were able to get the Pride flag raised over City Hall during Pride Month was a major accomplishment. And as you know, was not as easy as it should have been. And I really appreciate your support and all the work and activism that you did to help make that happen. But I think we've done so much in the city. Obviously, we've focused a lot on economic development. We completed the 9 Mile redesign, which I live very close to 9 Mile, so I see it every day. It's beautiful. Will hopefully help bring in new businesses. We've also rezoned 11 Mile to bring in new businesses. We're going to be opening at least two breweries on 11 Mile, as well as some restaurants, the new Kroger coming in. So there's like a lot of different things that have been going on academic development wise. We also partnered with two organizations to open brand new affordable housing units, which I think is super important because when you talk about economic development, you also want to make sure that you're preserving and expanding affordable housing for people as well, so you don't end up pricing out your own residents. So we opened Jefferson Oaks, and we're Coolidge Place is currently under construction. And so those are great things for our community, not just in Oak Park, but in the entire area. And we're hoping to do more of that. And then additionally, the lead service replacement line program has been a huge success. Oak Park, really, as soon as we got the mandate from the state, we jumped right on it. We got a contractor before, pretty much, I think, before any other community did, and we're able to get the best price possible. And at this point, we are like 99.9% lead free in the city of Oak Park. There's only 2 houses remaining that aren't currently occupied, and we're just waiting on those owners to let us in and pull out those lead lines, and we'll be, to our knowledge, 100% lead free. And I believe the first community in the state to be able to say that. So we've been doing all the right things. I'm really proud of all the work that our city has done under our mayor, council, and city manager. And it's been a great honor to serve the city of Oak Park.
Awesome, awesome. So let's talk about 2 key issues that many, throughout these communities that are in your district want to talk about. First off, being, of course, like we said earlier, LGBTQ plus rights, and then the second, your stance on expunging the nonviolent marijuana offenders. So, if you want to share a little bit about your opinion on those 2 things.
Absolutely. I firmly, totally support an expansion of Elliot Larson to include LGBTQ people. I think that the legislature should act on it. Unfortunately, they haven't, and so now it's trying to get on the ballot. I don't know what the status of that is with COVID, but I know that there is a signature collection petition drive going on for that. I wish the legislature would just do the right thing and pass it, because it's the right thing to do, and it shouldn't even be controversial at this point. But I fully support that. And I also do support expunging any nonviolent offenders for marijuana related incidents. I think if at this point, recreationally it's legal, someone shouldn't have to suffer with a record for something that they wouldn't even get a ticket for at this point. So, I support that as well.
Okay, so next question for you. How has COVID-19 impacted your campaign? A lot of people are used to going out and door knocking and canvassing, as well as hosting events in the community. So what is the biggest challenge you faced with COVID?
You know, um, I first want to preface this by saying I'm healthy, my family's healthy, we're all safe and sound. So I'm not one to complain. We're all going through this together. So everyone's trying to figure it out. And so I'm just grateful for the fact that everyone in my home is healthy and safe. But as far as the campaign goes, I mean, it's like everything else. Everything is just sort of like up in the air and crazy because of the pandemic. I love canvassing. It's my favorite part of campaigning. I loved doing it when I was running for council. I loved helping other people who are also running by helping them canvass. And so it's a bummer not to be able to go door to door and talk to voters face to face. So we've had to adapt, just like everyone else. We're doing more phone banking. We're going to be doing more texting. A lot of virtual events like these, virtual interviews, virtual town halls, virtual fundraisers. So, a lot of the things that we would normally do face to face, we're now doing online and over the phone, just like everybody else. It's not ideal, but we adapt and we keep moving because it's all we can do.
Exactly. Well said. Well said.